In this video, we're going to construct parallel lines using a compass. So what I want to do is I want to construct a line parallel to line L that runs through point P. The way I'm going to do that is by making congruent angles. So I am going to first connect point P to line L so I can make an angle, which means I need to create a vertex point here. So I'm going to create this point here and I'm going to call it point Q. Then I'm going to take my straight edge and I'm going to draw a ray from my vertex at point Q through point P. So here is my ray, and next thing I want you to do is I need to make an arc that's going to go through both of these rays. And normally you can make it any size you want, but since point P is already there, I might as well just go ahead and match this up so it's the same distance as point P to point Q. And so I'm going to make this arc, and you see how it goes through point P, and it's going to intersect line L. And then I'm going to place another point here, and we'll call this point R. So here's our first angle, angle PQR. And so what I want to do is I want to copy this angle up here so that I can make a parallel line. So I already have the distance from Q to P. So now I'm going to go to P because P is going to become the vertex of my new angle. And I'm going to mark an arc that intersects this ray, and I'm going to bring it down further because I'm going to draw eventually another ray for my second angle, which will be a copy of this angle here. So then here's going to be my new point. We'll call this S. And then what I need to do is, in order to get the point along this arc that's going to make this angle a copy of this angle, I need to get the distance from P to R using my compass. So I'm going to match up on P, and it's almost there. I just need to get this a little bit smaller. And so here you see that I have the proper distance from P to R. So now I'm going to put my vertex on S and draw an arc that intersects this arc here. And so this is my intersection point. And when I place this point here, this point, we'll call it T, and I'm going to make now angle SPT or PTS, and you're going to see that this bottom ray is going to be parallel to line L. Okay, we can call this line M. So we see that line M is parallel to line L. The reason why we know that this is true is because we copied this angle here. So these two angles are congruent and they are corresponding angles. They are both on top of their parallel line and to the left of this transversal, which makes them corresponding. And if they're corresponding and they're congruent, that means that these two lines, line M and line L, are both parallel to each other. All right, so let's take a look at a second example here. Again, I want to draw a line parallel to this line here, line L, that runs through point P. And I'm going to do that by creating congruent angles. So I need to connect P to line L somewhere here so I can make my first angle. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my vertex point right here. And again, I'll name this point Q again. Then I'm going to take my straight edge and I'm going to draw a ray that goes from my vertex at Q through P. So there is my ray. And then now I need a point that's on line L that's the same distance as from Q to P. So again, I'm going to match this up and I'm going to get this distance. Here's Q. I need to bring it down just a little bit to get it through the middle of P. And now I'm going to draw an arc that goes through P and through line L. And this gives me my other point here, which we'll just go ahead and call R again. And so here is my first angle, PQR. So now I need to construct an angle that is congruent to this angle up here so that I can get my parallel line. So I'm going to take my compass, which is already at the right distance here, and I'm going to use P as my vertex this time. And I'm going to draw an arc that intersects this ray, and I'm going to keep going because I need there to be enough arc for the other point for the other ray of this angle. So I have this point here. I'll call it point S. And now I need to make point T somewhere on this arc. And the way I'm going to do that is I need to make sure that I'm matching the distance from P to R and match that same distance here. So I need to open this up a little bit. And see, that looks good. So now I'm going to come and I'm going to place my vertex at S, and I'm going to intersect this arc here. And this is my intersection point for the other ray of my angle. And call that point T. So now I take my straight edge and I draw a line from point P through point T. And this will be my parallel line. Again, we'll just call this line M again. And so line L is parallel to line M. And the reason why I know that, again, is because this angle here, PQR, is congruent to this angle here, SPT, and these angles are corresponding angles. So that makes line L and line M parallel. All right, I hope this video helped you to understand constructing parallel lines.